Imagine a small town surrounded by dusty roads and sun-baked fields. In this town lived a young boy named Ali. For Ali and his friends, evenings were for one thing and one thing only: cricket. Their laughter filled the air as they played in the local playground. But one summer, a fierce, unbearable heat settled over the town. The ground cracked like old pottery, the once green grass withered into a sad brown, and even the birds seemed to have lost their songs, too tired to sing. The playground, the heart of their fun, became a dusty, lifeless patch of brown earth. One scorching afternoon, as Ali was walking home, he noticed an old gardener by the roadside. The man was gently planting a tiny sapling, carefully patting the soil around its delicate roots before pouring a small bucket of water over it. Ali, full of curiosity, walked up to him. "Sir," he asked, "why are you planting a tree when it's so hot? It's just going to die, won't it?" The gardener looked up, his eyes crinkling at the corners as he smiled kindly. "Well, son," he replied, "maybe it will and maybe it won't. But one thing is for sure, if nobody ever plants them, then nothing will ever have the chance to grow." The gardener's words stuck with Ali. He thought about them all evening and long into the night. They were simple words, but they held a powerful truth. The next morning, fueled by a new sense of purpose, Ali found a small, empty patch of dirt near his house. He remembered the mango seed he'd saved from his lunch the day before, and carefully he planted it. From that day on, Ali made a new routine. Every day after school, he would fill a small mug with water and carefully tend to his seed. It wasn't always easy. Some days he'd get distracted and forget, but his mother would gently remind him, "Don't forget your little tree, Ali." Weeks turned into a month, and then, one morning, Ali saw it. A tiny green sprout, pushing its way up through the dry soil. He was absolutely thrilled. It was a small sign of life, a little victory against the oppressive heat. At first, his friends didn't get it. They would tease him as he watered his little plant. "Why are you wasting your time on that twig, Ali?" they'd say, laughing. But Ali didn't let their words discourage him. He kept caring for his sprout, and it kept growing. Soon the sprout wasn't just a sprout anymore. It grew taller, stronger, and its leaves began to unfurl, shining a brilliant green in the sunlight. It was impossible to ignore. One by one, Ali's friends started to notice. Their teasing turned into curiosity, and that curiosity turned into action. They started helping him, bringing the leftover water from their bottles after cricket, clearing away weeds, and eventually planting their own seeds beside Ali's. By the time the next summer rolled around, the corner of their street was completely transformed. It was no longer a dusty, forgotten patch of earth. It was a vibrant grove of young, leafy trees. The air felt cooler in their shade, and soon the birds returned, their songs once again filling the mornings. Even the adults in the neighborhood started to notice the beautiful change. One day, the same old gardener happened to be passing by. He stopped, a look of immense pride on his face as he saw Ali standing among the young trees. He walked over and placed a hand on Ali's shoulder. "See?" he said with a warm smile. "See what one little seed can do?" In that moment, Ali understood. Big, meaningful changes don't always happen overnight. They start with small, simple steps. They start with one person who decides to care. Ali's story is a beautiful reminder that even our smallest efforts can inspire others and grow into something truly wonderful. It teaches us that caring for our planet, for our community, for our future, it starts with you, and it starts with me. Thank you so much for listening to this story with me today.